I want to start this reading in a place that might feel unexpected, not with them, not with what they are feeling or what they are about to do or what is moving towards you from their direction. I want to start with you, with what you went through, with the specific, particular kind of wound that betrayal of this nature creates, and with the fact that whatever comes next, whatever this reading reveals, that wound deserves to be acknowledged first. Being cheated on is not simply a relationship ending, it is a rewriting of the past. Every memory you have of this connection now exists in a different light than it did before you knew. Every moment of trust, every assumption of safety, every time you let your guard down because you believed you did not need it, all of that has to be revisited and understood differently once betrayal enters the picture. That is a profound kind of pain. And before we go anywhere else, I want you to know that this reading sees it fully, without rushing past it to get to the more exciting parts of the message. Now, with that acknowledged, let us talk about what is coming. Your ex is moving toward you, and I want to be precise about what that means because the title of this reading uses words that carry weight, and I do not want to deliver anything less than the full truth of what I am seeing. This is not simply someone who misses you reaching out because the loneliness has become inconvenient. This is not a half-hearted message sent late at night because nothing better came along. What I am seeing has a different quality to it, a quality of reckoning, of someone who has done something they cannot undo, who has lived in the aftermath of that action for a period of time, and who has arrived at a place where the weight of what they did has become something they can no longer simply carry without addressing it. They are coming back, not to disappear again, not to test whether the door is still open without committing to walking through it, but with something specific in their hands. Answers. I want to speak to what these answers actually are because I feel them with a clarity that I think will matter to you. For a long time, possibly since the moment you discovered what happened, you have been living with questions. Why? How could this happen? What was missing? What was wrong with what we had, or what was wrong with me that made this possible? These questions have likely followed you in quiet moments, in moments when you were trying to make sense of what happened in a way that would let you finally close that chapter completely. And here is the difficult truth about questions like these. Sometimes you can construct your own answers, your own theories, your own understanding of what happened and why. But there is a difference between the answers you construct for yourself and the answers that come from the person who actually holds the truth. The first kind can help you function. The second kind can help you heal. What is coming towards you is the second kind. This person has done their own reckoning. Not immediately, not in the days right after everything came apart, but over time, through a process that has clearly been uncomfortable for them, they have arrived at an understanding of their own actions that goes beyond the surface explanations that often accompany infidelity. The excuses, the justifications, the things people say in the moment to try to make an unforgivable choice seem slightly less unforgivable. What they have arrived at instead is something closer to the truth about themselves, about what was happening in them at the time, about the specific failures, fears, or patterns that led them to make a choice that hurt you so deeply. And they are bringing that understanding to you. I want to speak to why this matters, because I think it is easy to hear the word answers and wonder whether it actually changes anything. Here is what I believe based on what I am feeling in this energy. The answers that are coming are not going to be designed to make what happened seem okay. They are not going to be an attempt to minimize the betrayal or to convince you that it was not as bad as it felt. If anything, what is coming is going to involve this person taking more responsibility than they have taken before, naming things more clearly than they have named them before, possibly telling you things you did not know, things that fill in gaps in the story that have been sitting unresolved in your mind. This is going to be uncomfortable. I want to be honest about that. Receiving real answers about something that hurt you this deeply is rarely a comfortable experience, even when those answers are exactly what you have been wanting, because real answers often confirm things you suspected but hoped were not true. They sometimes reveal details that are harder to hear than the uncertainty was. But real answers also do something that uncertainty cannot do. They give you something solid to stand on, a complete picture instead of a partial one. And from a complete picture, even a painful one, you can make decisions, process emotions, and move forward in ways that are simply not possible when significant pieces of the story remain hidden. I want to speak now to the desire to reconcile, because this is the part of the title that I know carries the most weight, and I want to handle it with the care it deserves. This person wants to come back, not just to deliver answers and then disappear again, having unburdened themselves while leaving you to carry the new weight of what they told you. They are approaching this with the hope. And I want to be clear that hope is different from expectation, that what they bring might open a door to something being rebuilt between you. I feel this hope is genuine. It is not strategic. It is not a manipulation designed to get something from you. It comes from a place of having genuinely missed what existed between you, having genuinely understood through everything they have walked through since what they had and what they lost. But I also want to say something important. This person's hope for reconciliation does not create any obligation on your part. The answers they bring are valuable to you regardless of whether reconciliation is something you want or are even willing to consider. You are allowed to receive the truth, to receive whatever clarity and closure it brings, without that automatically meaning the door to a renewed relationship is something you are required to open. What this person wants and what is right for you are two separate questions, and only you can answer the second one. Does this feel like it is touching something real for you, Virgo? Have you been carrying unanswered questions about what happened? Questions that have followed you even as you have tried to move forward? Let me know in the comments. I want to know how this is sitting with you. I want to speak to what has been happening for this person during the time that has passed since everything came apart, because understanding their journey helps you understand the weight of what they are bringing. There has been a period of consequence for them, not necessarily external consequence, though that may be part of it, but internal consequence, the kind that comes from living with the knowledge of what you did and what it cost, day after day, in the quiet moments when there is nothing to distract from it. For some people, this kind of consequence never produces real change. They simply learn to live with it, to manage it, to move forward without ever genuinely reckoning with what happened. But for this person, something different has occurred. The consequence has become a catalyst. It has forced a kind of self-examination that they were not doing before, when things were comfortable and the choices they were making did not yet have visible costs. What they have found in that self-examination has not been comfortable They have had to look at patterns in themselves, possibly patterns that go back further than this relationship, patterns of avoidance or self-sabotage or an inability to be honest when honesty was hardest and most necessary. They have had to sit with the specific image of who they were when they made the choice that hurt you, and that image has not been a flattering one. This sitting, this reckoning, is what has produced the person who is now approaching you. Not the same person who made the original choice, someone who has been shaped painfully by everything that came after it. Inhale. I want to speak directly to you now about what your options are as this unfolds, because I think it is important that you feel the full range of what is genuinely available to you. The first option is openness to reconciliation. If after receiving the answers this person brings, after seeing the change they have undergone demonstrated not just in words but in how they show up, you find that something in you wants to explore whether this connection can be rebuilt, that is a valid path. It does not mean forgetting what happened or pretending it did not matter. It means deciding with full information and full awareness that what exists on the other side of this reckoning might be worth exploring. The second option is receiving the answers without reconciliation. You can take what this person brings, the clarity, the truth, the closure, without it leading anywhere beyond that. Sometimes the most valuable thing someone can give you after they have hurt you is simply the truth, delivered with accountability that allows you to finally close a chapter completely. You can receive that gift and still choose that your path forward does not include them. The third option is not engaging at all. You are not obligated to receive anything from this person if you are not in a place where doing so would serve you. Your healing does not require their participation. If their approach when it comes does not feel like something you want to engage with, that is also completely valid. All three of these paths are available to you. None of them is the right answer in some universal sense. The right answer is the one that serves your actual healing, your actual peace, your actual life as it exists now. I want to speak to something that I feel is important regardless of which path you choose. The fact that this person is coming with this kind of reckoning, this kind of accountability, this kind of genuine change does not erase what happened. It does not make the betrayal smaller or less significant. What it does is add something to the story, a chapter of consequence, of growth, of someone reckoning with the full weight of their choices in a way that many people who cause this kind of pain never do. You are allowed to find that meaningful without it obligating you to anything. You are allowed to feel something, perhaps even relief, at the idea that this was not simply dismissed or forgotten on their end, that it mattered to them too, even if the mattering came after the damage rather than before it. And you are also allowed to feel that meaningful information does not equal a meaningful future together. Both of these things can be true at the same time. The growth can be real and significant, and your path can still lead somewhere other than back to them. As I move toward the close of this reading, I want to speak to your own healing specifically, separate from anything this person is bringing. Whatever happens with the situation, you have been doing the work of moving forward, of rebuilding trust in yourself, in your judgment, in your ability to navigate a world where this kind of betrayal is possible, and to still choose to be open, to still choose to connect, to still choose to believe that good things are available to you. That work matters more than anything this person brings. It is the foundation that everything else gets built on, regardless of what form your future takes. And the fact that you have been doing it even quietly, even without external acknowledgement, is something worth recognizing in yourself. When this approach comes, whatever it looks like, you are going to meet it from a place that is different than where you were when the betrayal first happened. Stronger, clearer, more able to evaluate what is being offered with the discernment that time and healing have given you. Trust that discernment. It is going to know what to do, regardless of what this reading or any other reading says should happen. If this reading touched something real in you today, please share it with a Virgo who needs to hear this, and leave me a comment below. Tell me how this landed. Tell me whether you have been waiting for answers and what it feels like to consider that they might be coming. I read every single word you share. Every story matters to me, and I carry your energy with care long after this video ends. Until next time, Virgo, whatever comes, you get to decide what it means for your life. That power was never theirs to take, and it still is not.